So today is just catching up with what we're doing and where we're going.
Based in Sutton, South London, this group of specialist nurses is trained in dementia care and work in hospitals, GP surgeries, care homes and hospices, as well as visiting people at home.
So I think it's going to be a busy day for everyone.
Angela Molyneux has invited me to spend the day with her.
So Angela, can you tell me a little bit more about Admiral Nurses and what you do?
Our role is to look after the families of people living with dementia. So the individual that lives at home can remain independent.
And so is it a fee-paying service?
No, it's absolutely free.
So who are we seeing today?
We're going to see Linda and Gary. They're a married couple in their 70s, and Gary was diagnosed a couple of years ago with dementia.
Well, I'm really looking forward to meeting them both. So should we get on the road?
Definitely.
Following a 35-year nursing career, Angela began working as an Admiral nurse after her mum lived with dementia.
You know, we as a family didn't necessarily get the help that we needed, and that made me look to see what else there was available, and that I found out about Admiral Nursing.
So what do these appointments look like then?
We give them moral support, emotional support. We do a lot of multi-agency work, so the mental health team for older people, adult social care, physiotherapists. We work with the discharge teams at the hospitals if people are coming home. No 2 days and no 2 visits are ever the same.
We're visiting Gary and Linda at their home.
Gary's not been well recently, but you're feeling a bit better today, aren't you?
No, you're here.
Oh, good. We always like our visits, don't we?
Linda has been caring for Gary since his diagnosis 2 years ago.
So what's life been like for you since then?
It was horrible at first, and it was just a shock. Life just changed completely. He just flips, he can be violent, he can be aggressive. You wouldn't know today because it's lovely, but he's on medication now.
So how do you benefit from Angela coming over?
She's been brilliant, she's supportive when I just don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, of course.
But she'll give me little tips and things like that.
So you feel reassured?
Yeah, it's nice sometimes to talk to an outside person rather than family and friends, because they're very good, but they don't know what it's like from the outside.
It's hoped that in the future, Gary might be able to attend a day centre, which would give Linda a little respite.
It's clear that Angela and the Admiral Nurses team support is so vital for Linda and Gary. I think without it, Linda might feel a bit lost and overwhelmed.
With the nurses' support, Gary is still able to live at home. But some people living with dementia will need round-the-clock professional care. Admiral Nurses can support the family to find the right home. That's what happened with Angela's next call, Diane.
Her husband had been diagnosed about 8 years ago, and he'd been living at home. But in the last year, he deteriorated, and he's now gone into a nursing home. And navigating that path is quite emotional, and it's quite bureaucratic. So there's lots of meetings and paperwork to do. Admiral Nurses can help the carer with that process.
We stop in to see Diane at the house she shared with David, before he moved into a care home in January this year.
Hello, Diane.
Hi, Diane. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about David.
He was never very outgoing. He was quite happy to be indoors, really. He's with me. It's all he ever wanted.
A family man.
Yes, but in the last 18 months, it got really bad.
Yeah. And what was that like, that period?
Well, it was difficult at night. He'd get up and he'd empty the wardrobes and he'd empty the chest of drawers everywhere, and in the day he didn't believe he'd done it.
Right. And you've got the support, of course, of Angela. And what's that meant for you at this time?
Oh, it's been so helpful, right from day one, really. She just pointed me in the right direction and helped me so much, yes.
We wanted to try and support David to stay at home for as long as possible. So doing all these comfort measures to keep him settled in the evening, putting on the lights before it got dark, drawing the curtains, because sometimes he'd think somebody was outside looking in the window. We tried a lot of different things, didn't we? But we did them together.
So David's in the care home now, so will your relationship continue in this way?
Usually, you know, we stay with people for about 2 months, and then once that transition has happened, then we'll back off. But even saying that, you can phone me anytime.
In cases where the person living with dementia passes away, Admiral Nurses can provide bereavement support.
Take care.
Nice to see you. Yes,
Safe journey home.
Bye.
While Angela continued her visits, I caught up with Amy Pepper, who is one of the research team for the Admiral Nurses.
Can anyone get access to an Admiral Nurse?
Yes, through our helpline and our online clinic service. In some areas we also have local services, and if people ring the helpline then we can let them know if there's a service in their area or not, but absolutely anyone can access that support.
So what needs to change so that more people can access the service?
We've got 400 Admiral Nurses across the country. We need more nurses. We know that we've got around 944,000 people living with dementia at the moment, but that's set to rise to over 1 million by 2030.
Most of us will know someone with dementia, and to have someone to turn to when times are really tough is so valuable. And from what I've seen today, the service that the Admiral Nurses provide can make things that much easier.